One. Welcome to the latest edition of Super Terra Meets. I'm delighted to have a project that I've been following for some time, a project that merges the physical with the virtual and actually includes a genuine real life graffiti artist. And I'm talking about the Artsy Apes, a fantastic combo who I think I first spoke with at the back end of last year. So welcome, Andy, and tell the listeners about the project.
Ahoy, man. First of all, again, happy birthday. Thank you for making time for us on such an occasion in your life, huh?
Oh, that's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. I was explaining it to a friend of mine last week. I really enjoy this. I have a day job, as a lot of people do, and I've just taken a half day. That's obviously work, but this is a genuine an enjoyment for me that I do outside of that, and it's pure fun. It's not a commercial thing. It's just a bit of fun that I like to do, and it's a great community to be involved in. So no, it's a pleasure. But I will be having a beer pretty much as soon as we are soon as we are wrapped up.
I might have a beer right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Go for it. Well, it sounds like you've earned it. It sounds like, I guess, to sort of preempt you a little bit, you've reached a pivotal moment in your project, and you probably more than earned a beer from our discussion before we started the interview.
Yes, yes. To cue you in, this call is happening about 10 minutes after we finished generating the collection for the first time and having everything in order there is to have.
Fantastic. Now that is something to celebrate. That's brilliant. Again, just to kind of remind people listening, what's the total number, and then tell us a little bit about the art and the artist, because I think it's a fascinating story.
Okay, so we've settled on 3,777 unique Artsy Apes, mint price of 120 USD.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we're a collective based in Graz, Austria. The art is made first off by a graphic designer, Marta, who's a sweetie. She's in the room right now.
Excellent. Does she want to say hello?
Nice. Okay.
A bit shy. No, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. It's not everyone's thing.
Did the mic not pick that up?
No, no, it didn't, unfortunately. But don't worry, don't worry.
Okay, and Steve just walked in as well.
Excellent. Oh, also, feel free to say hi.
Artist.
Yeah, excellent.
It's fine. It's fine. She's just passing through. But yeah, he's the artist really behind it all that really brings the stuff because we have all our art stemmed from canvas. So he's the one that does this part of the project.
Hmm. And I think what I like.
There's a bit of promotion going on that I did not expect at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But I guess what you're showing there, and I think it's quite nice for people to hear that. It's a live buzzing, seat of your pants sort of project where there's lots going on, and I imagine it's quite exciting to be around. As I say, I'm
Yeah,
speaking from an apartment with a laptop resting on my knee and a phone next to me for audio secondary pickup, so a little bit calmer. But yes, so I guess in terms of the 3,777, any specific reason why it's 777? Is that like a lucky number thing, or just happened to fall at that level?
it's a lucky number thing.
Excellent.
It's in the ballpark of where we expect, that we can, quite handily pull it off,
Hmm.
and also, yeah, it's a lucky number. So like
Excellent. That works for me. Yeah, and I think something else that really impressed me is as your project's evolved, and you've taken your time. And I always say to projects that don't rush things, you get the best results in the long run. And what I do like is a very exciting partnership, which I think I'll let you share. That's been doing the rounds and so on social in the last 48 hours. A very exciting. I'd love to know how that came about, and a little bit more about it.
okay, yeah. So first off, you mentioned, yeah, it's an iterative process. So like the whole quality over quantity thing, and don't rush it. It'll get better over time. That has definitely, you go in with that attitude, but it does end up taking like two or three amount of times the time that you would originally expect will take. So we're extremely happy with where we're at right now, but we just could not have seen that this thing, you know, became what it did with uh,
I've lost your sound there for a moment. Are you still there? Hmm.
oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We lost the sound there for about 30 seconds. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you the entire
Yeah,
time,
so,
I think.
so unfortunately, it just completely faded out. I think you were
Oh
starting to.
crap.
We were talking about the quality, the iterative nature of the process, and then unfortunately, I lost you at that point. So I don't know if you want to sort of come back.
We
Um,
can we can cut this part. This is
exactly, that's exactly what we'll do. Yeah, I'll do that. I mean,
okay.
I'll do that as a bit of a recut tomorrow. So don't worry. But yeah, so sorry. Shall we take it back from the top again? So obviously, an exciting partnership was announced in the last 48 hours. Be great to understand a little bit more about that, and also, the kind of the iterative process that you've gone through.
Okay. Yeah, I'm eager to talk about this partnership. So Jägermeister, it is. Jägermeister, we've come from the same town where they had a distillery for the stuff.
Hmm.
Uh,
Excellent.
just just until last year, they made a good chunk of the whole supply for the world, just around the corner, basically from where we are right now.
Excellent.
And and yeah, we've had some connections through previous projects, and they have an excellent marketing team, I want to say, and they saw this and they were like, yeah, we want to blaze new territories with you guys. We want to be visible in the sphere. We want to get our name out there and try something exciting. And that's how they ended up, or we ended up making 5 themed assets for them for the collection.
Excellent. And are those assets going to be part of the mint, so anyone could potentially end up with
Yeah,
them, or are they going to be specials?
they're gonna be. I think the calculation we did is that there's about an 8.5% chance that any ape you mint has at least one Jägermeister attribute.
Excellent. Oh, that's good. Fantastic, fantastic. No, we all like a good Jägermeister, and of course, I mean, the town of Graz, is very very famous for. You have another very eminently famous, world famous former resident there. Are there any nods to a certain Mr. Schwarzenegger?
It's funny that you mention him because just like 3 weeks ago, Steve was commissioned to paint the coffee machine for the visitors for the Arnold Schwarzenegger Museum here in town.
Excellent.
Uh,
Fantastic. Yeah.
side note, our office is in the third floor, and they left the coins and the water in the machine.
Oh.
It was not fun to lob this one up and down the building,
Oh no, no,
but
that does not sound fun.
nothing planned for this time around in terms of Artsy Apes. Even though, yeah, we do have some connections to them, to the folk.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess my other knowledge of Graz is Sturm Graz, who I've actually seen play many years ago, I think in the Champions League. But no, a good.
Oh, who did they lose to? Did they lose to Manchester? Who
That's
it
right.
was?
Yes, yes. I went to that game with a friend of mine, probably,
That was a
show my
while
age a
ago,
bit,
yeah.
20 odd years ago, I think now. It was they were
That was in the 90s, man.
It was, yeah, yeah. I am, I am slightly, yeah. I'm a slightly older guy, but yeah, no, I actually went and saw them play. I'll be honest with you, I don't like
No,
Manchester
I just
United.
wanted to underline how much they not play good football.
No, no, absolutely. Well, I'll be honest with you. I was at the Manchester United Stadium, Old Trafford, and I was actually supporting Stern Graz because because my team's actually Leeds United, and we don't get on with Manchester United. So I was there just for a friend of mine, but I was secretly quite pleased when Stern Graz scored. But I think you lost like 3-2 or something. But yeah,
I think
there
it
you
was
go.
4-3 actually. It wasn't a bad game.
Actually, no, it probably is. I've still got the match day program somewhere in my loft, but
Oh, oh, really?
yeah,
Or 4-2
excellent.
maybe. Oh man, I wasn't born then, so I don't know.
Oh, blimey, that really
But
does make me feel old. Yeah, yeah, no, they were a good side, you're right, in the late 1990s, which I realise now is quite a long time ago. Never mind. So well, moving back to the art itself. So obviously you've got your 3,777 pieces. You've got some Jägermeister traits in. Was it 8.5% of the human apes? And also, obviously, the exciting what I really loved from the first conversation we had, the crossover between physical and virtual art. I think that for me is absolutely. I think it's great. I don't know if it's absolutely unique, but it's certainly, I think it's unique to Terra. I've not seen any other project at this early stage doing effectively a physical certification. Again, do you want to tell me a little bit more about how that all came about? And actually, that's quite an undertaking because, as you know,
it
Terra
is.
is a global market.
It is. It is. But yes, we set out to make the most complete NFT collection on Terra yet. That is featured in like all known dimensions, basically. And yeah, to do this, like obviously you need many different people from many different backgrounds.
Hmm.
But needless to say, it's a worldwide market, so we have to ship the because you mint an Artsy, we get a free print, for example, of it.
Mm.
So we would need to we had to find solutions and how to make that work. How do we do ship those worldwide? Actually, how is that going to work?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
So
certainly,
yes, those are the things you don't think about when you start the thing. But
absolutely. It's a monumental logistics undertaking. Well, I'm certainly looking forward
yes,
to minting some pieces myself, and yeah, I just think it's really exciting to have that physical memento as much as anything else. And I think you've also got the chip that will be embedded in the canvases. I don't know. Obviously, that was the last time we spoke. How's that side of things looking now? The physical representation of the piece.
that is the one thing that has not changed at all. I think. uh, yeah, okay. Some other things have stayed the same, but most of them did. This is one of them.
Okay.
This is one of them that's the same. Yes. So functionality is we look to the digital space to innovate in the physical as well.
Hmm.
So you have the chip on the two tiers that are on canvas,
Yes.
and they serve as they guarantee ownership, origin, and uniqueness.
Excellent.
So these are connected to the blockchain. They're not fully off the grid.
Hmm.
So this is an innovative solution against counterfeiting. This I think is part of it. The chip I think is part of the aesthetic.
Yes.
It's something that rounds everything off, and we've got our whole system streamlined for this. This is not something that many people do. We've got a whole process as to how we integrate it, how we protect it, and yeah, basically like this is what got us into thinking we want to make this project is because Steve, we used to do this with the NFC chips like years ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Interesting.
So that's what made us think, yeah, we can make a collection around this feature.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, again, when we previously spoke, it was something I'd not come across before, but I really like the fact that I guess when he did it previously, it wouldn't have been at this immense scale. So I guess again, that's another logistical challenge that you've obviously had to overcome. I'm sort of trying to visualize in my mind now. Obviously, you've got an excellent video on your website that really brings the project to life, and I featured that on a previous article that I published on loop. I think it was December. I don't know about you, but the time in Terra just seems to just be so distorted. It feels like things are months ago. But what I was going to say was encouraging listeners to look at the website. I think it's a really professional, high quality, and really good source of understanding of the project. But also, what I was going to ask you was your project workshop. It must be huge with that many, canvases and everything else. Or is that a separate area that's all produced in? Or is everything? I guess what I'm trying to say is the art all on one site, or is it produced in a number of places?
We actually have two places for this. So our office is quite large, converted apartment basically,
Okay.
and we've got two rooms converted to be spaces for art making,
Hmm.
and we also have our own atelier that is in a huge converted attic just around the block. So it does take up a lot of space, and it is a challenge to find spaces sometimes.
I can imagine. So again, I remember seeing the video and thinking, "Wow, that is quite space intensive." And I think
Yeah, you
it's
can see the spaces in the intro videos,
yeah, absolutely. No, it is impressive, and I think
which we are making an update of, by the way,
oh
because
right,
some of the stuff in there is no longer accurate. As you said, time is distorted in the Terra space.
yes, yeah.
This this is from another wormhole by this point. So
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
mean,
this Monday by the latest, we can expect it.
excellent. Well, I'll look forward to that, and I think what I'll look to do as well is follow up. I guess importantly for anyone listening to this, which site have you chosen to launch the project on to start with?
Okay, so we've chosen luart.io.
Hmm. An excellent
Um,
choice, if I do say so myself. They've
we think
produced,
the same, yeah.
yeah, they've produced some really good mints, and I think in a very much early stage space, they look really like market
Elite kind of,
leaders.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And they look like they have the most complete grasp on the whole concept. They have the most resources available. They have an incredibly dedicated team.
absolutely. And then the next important piece for any listeners is the date of the mint.
February 19th, it's just around the corner. Don't miss it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I will absolutely be all over it, as you know, and I'm sure many others will as well. And again, I would also encourage people, and I'll put some links on when this is put out, to visit your Discord, your Twitter, and your website to get a better understanding of the project. And what I would say as well, I've dipped in and out the Discord. It's a very friendly. Artist hub, really. One question from me. Obviously, brilliant collection. I had a sense from the first conversation we had that you've obviously done a number of previous pieces, but this is obviously a big undertaking in Terra. Do you have any plans already, or are you still thinking about what happens post the launch of this collection, as in the
Think
next
about that
collection or next?
constantly.
Yeah.
Think about that constantly now. So our plan right now is the first thing that we're gonna do. This is gonna be announced before the mint. Oh, I guess I'm doing it here. Too bad.
Hmm.
is a partnership with Hellcats, and we're gonna make physical Hellcats art books
Oh wow, that's
that are only
brilliant.
that are only available to holders of both Artsy Apes and Hellcats NFTs.
Marvelous. Well, as a proud Hellcats owner, I am very excited about that. Again, I think they are a tremendously innovative project, and in a relatively short space of time have really, I would argue,
We're
joined.
so looking forward to working with them, and they have
Yeah,
such a great community.
no, it's great. Now I'm part of the Hellcats community. I'm in several, you may have noticed, but no, really love what they're doing as well. Really good art, and I think that they are what I would call an apex project within Terra, and very exciting to see where that goes next as well.
Yes, definitely. And we're
Excellent.
basically just gonna keep looking for these. Well, how can we add more utility to
Hmm.
to our tokens? We're just gonna basically for more ways to add utility. like even after you've bought your exclusive hoodie that has your own Artsy Ape on it, and you've gotten every single tier available, that there should still be something left for you exclusively to have,
Marvelous.
or at least have a chance to have. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really like the sound of that. And again, bringing the physical and the digital together is something that I think that's what really excited me when we first spoke and I first started to sort of look into the project. And I think you've got a good, strong following now. And I think this will be, for me, it's a very anticipated mint. There are several that I've really looked forward to in the last few months, and yours is certainly one of them because I think it's just, you offer something a little bit different and quite special. And I think you can certainly enjoy that post collection completion beer or several beers. I think it would be if it was in my case. I think you've certainly earned them. I guess our last.
You have too, man.
Yeah, yes, no, I shall certainly be enjoying my drinks shortly at time of recording. I guess the last thing I just wanted to kind of say is obviously you've talked about some great post launch collaborations. I always like to ask this question on these calls, and it's not a loaded question whatsoever. Within the Terra space, what kind of excites you the most in terms of other projects that you've seen, been involved with, or would like to be involved with?
That's a heavy question. Because the Terra space is so huge and so conducive to innovation. It's like
You can name
the one thing.
several. You can name several. It's like trying to pick a child. You can name several if you wish. I'm just interested because I think for me, it shows the breadth and depth of the space as well. And I think we're all. I find we're often fans of each other's work, and I think that's really wonderful.
Okay, well, the thing is, like, you don't know when something or some project is gonna drop something huge and it's gonna flip everything. So this this is always just very much in the moment, the
Yes.
whole thing. But
Yes.
you know, I really like Styler. I like Galactic Punks. I
Hmm.
like Luna Bulls. Obviously, like they're everywhere these days.
Yes. Yeah. Huge. Huge.
Um,
I'm a great fan as well, as you may have
one
gathered.
thing, yes, yes. One thing I also really like is Terra Whales. Of course, that is she slipped my mind for a second. Terra
Yes.
Whales, I think, it's just this is one of my favorites.
Yeah. No. Brilliant. As I say, there are so many, and I find myself. I mean, I'm a massive fan of the Bulls. I think that's a tremendous project, Lunar Bulls. That there are so many out there that are wonderful. Dystope AI is a nice innovative project using AI computer algorithms. There are Galactic Punks. I don't own one. I'm quite envious of them. I will. It's one of my ambitions to one day own one. But no, there are some great communities and great projects, and I think you absolutely will add to that in a big way. And I think
We hope so.
and I
We
think from
really, really hope so. That's all we want to do.
absolutely, and I think just to kind of in closing, February the 19th, Luart, 120 UST, 3,777 pieces. Jägermeister features in 8.5% of the total human ape collection, and a really good collaborative art collective based in Graz. The origins of a certain Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and also the connections there with the Jägermeister production. I think most of the world's output. So I wish you every success, and obviously let you guys have the last word. But it's been an absolute pleasure once again speaking with you, Andy, and look forward to the mint. I think it's going to be tremendous.
Thanks so much for your interest and for your engagement. This is a real passion project. There's many incredibly talented people here that I'm super happy that I somehow ended up in the same room with right now. And yeah, just be here for February 19th. Whitelist mint is limited to 3 per whitelist holder,
Hmm.
just so you know. And hasta la vista.
Marvelous, marvelous. I very much look forward to it. Thanks again for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.